Hello, people of YouTube. My name is Steve Gray, and thank you for watching. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, leave a like, and feel free to comment down below what you would like me to do for future anime and cartoon-related videos. So today we are talking about The God of High School, Season 1, Episode 10. Only 3 episodes left this season, so I think we're going to basically be left on a giant cliffhanger. There's way too much going on right now. It's not going to happen all in this season. My guess is we're probably going to get a little bit of a recap for next season, possibly in the first episode of Season 2, whenever that does come out. And then we're kind of going to get right back into this big, long, giant storyline, because I honestly have no idea how long this show is supposed to go on for, what's going to happen. But let's break down the knocks, what's going on here. Jin versus Park, pretty cool in this episode. Dowie, got to see him fight a little bit as well. And it was definitely an interesting episode here. So Park Lepo, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly, he is kind of a fire user, is his Cherryok, is the best way to describe that. Where Jin's is more of water. And he's kind of a coach to his team. He has this ability to basically coach his team, tell them what's going to happen, if you're going to lose or not. And he can just analyze the scenario and basically immediately determine whether or not he is going to win. The issue is Jiggle Taik, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly, as two, basically the guy with the blue hair with the shark abilities. We found out that him and Park were in the same dojo, and he broke one of his friend's legs, basically shattered it beyond repair, so she could never do martial arts ever again, and he ended up beating the crap out of him, so he is stronger than him, which is definitely interesting to see that as well. And he ends up being the key somehow too. He has the nine-tailed fox inside of him. Sounds like Naruto much. And he basically has a combination of the fox character Inuyasha, not Inuyasha. Yeah, I guess you could say Inuyasha / Yu Yu Hakusho. Kind of looks similar to that. And has like the Naruto sage eyes, except with a nine-tailed fox going down, more of an orangey color. His hair is turned white. Apparently he is the key. Not sure what he is the key to exactly. But based on Dowie's assumption of his fight, he thinks that they might be a part of the Nox, and he's in the same dojo as somebody that's a part of the Nox. So there is a good possibility that they are part of the Nox already, and that can lead to problems down the road. Honestly, though, he seems like a decent dude compared to the other guy, so who knows. Dowie wins his fight. Basically, he says to his teammate there, hey, this is what you need to do. You have to disorient him with his ear, mess up his equilibrium, and basically defeat him while that's messed up, or you're going to lose the match, and that's exactly what happens. Basically, Dowie finally gets a hold of his consciousness again and is able to fight. He does have a third team member that we don't really get any backstory on, because I think that's him and his sister, our teammate, and then there's some other guy. But Mira and him never actually get to fight, because it's still kind of, Jin versus Park in this episode. It looks like Mori is finally going to win. Jin Mori is his full name. But then he unleashes this crazy ability in Park Limbo, which is this whole nine-tailed fox spirit thing at the end of the episode. And I think we are going to have some problems. And it probably is going to end up going into the third match with Mira versus whoever their third teammate, blue-haired dude is. I'm not really sure how that's going to work, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens with that, who wins, because now the key, quote-unquote, whatever the key is fully awakened, and it's supposed to be uber crazy powerful, I guess, and whoever controls the key controls God or something. I honestly have no idea how the heck that works, what's going on. We also get to see one of the 6, don't know his name. He reminds me of, I think it's Urahara from Bleach. He drunken, got the hat on and everything. They're definitely pulling from a lot of different animes, which is kind of interesting to see. Nothing against it. It's just, I just like seeing some of those little Easter eggs, little references there. And basically, he can use like 4 billion weapons at once. So when the Nox guy, it's basically a Nox guy versus Mugen, the Nox guy with the sword, the one that defeated Jin Mori's grandfather. He is trying to drop the sword right on top of the tournament to release the elements. And then all these other Nox guys create it, and everybody's like, is that God? And then this giant Full Metal Alchemist like black thing. Basically, it's like a shadow of a human with eyes. It looks like it's straight out of Full Metal Alchemist. It grabs a hold of the sword and is trying to push it down to defeat Mugen. And then one of the six comes out, does all of his crazy abilities through this crazy portal-looking thing, and there's just a lot going on. We don't really know the full capabilities of all these abilities. We know they are borrowed from the gods at this point. We don't know how they're being borrowed, if there's contracts, or what is going on there. But it's definitely interesting to see how all of that plays out. But Giant Sword Man gets defeated, inevitably by one of the six. And they are free to fight another day, although the key becomes unlocked anyway, so the Nox really ended up getting what they want. We got to see the hooded guy's face, but we don't actually know what his name is at this point in time. And then some of the other commissioners are beating the other kind of underlings is the best way to describe what's going on. But Mori gained some interesting abilities because Park was basically saying, look, this is what you're doing. Well, I'm wrong. This is weak. This is weak. You're never going to defeat me, blah, blah, blah. And then he ends up copying Mira's sword dance ability, Daoi's abilities as well, and then he ends up copying Park himself, and he's learning from all of his experiences, all of his past fights, watching these people fight in order to attempt to defeat them. But then when he thinks he's defeated him, then he awakes it, and we have problems because now the key is awakened. So basically what I think is going to happen is hopefully Mori finally figured out the whole pressure point issue going on there, because if he has the fully ability to use that to further awaken all of his powers that he learned from one of the six himself, then he will definitely have the ability to at least be on par with Park in this fight, and that'll be an interesting battle. I don't know if we'll get to see the Mira fight. There might be a Mira fight next episode, because I think there is a high possibility that Mori is most likely going to lose. I don't think he's going to mess up the crazy pressure point thing again, but I do think that he probably is going to lose, because if Park actually is the key, that means he's like super uber powerful with his abilities, and he has the ability to control God himself, I think is what they're saying the key is. At one point they were saying Mira's sword is the key, so maybe there's different types of keys for different abilities. That's, I don't know. But at one point they're saying Mira's sword can control God itself. And then at another point, they're saying that a person is the key. And we don't really know who exactly is the key in the tournament. Right now, everybody's saying that it is most likely Park Limboy or Limpoi. My God, it's so terribly annoying to pronounce his name. I can't pronounce it very well. But it is what it is. And that's all I can say with the pronunciation of his name for now. But he definitely seems like a cool guy. So basically, the reason he's in the tournament is two reasons. So one, obviously, is to kind of avenge his friend. If he wins it, he can get her leg healed 100%, and she will be good to go and be able to fight another day. And then two, obviously, is Mori's grandfather. He's like, look, I need you to teach him some lessons. My grandson is kind of naughty. He was crying as a baby all the time. He pats him on the head and says, yes, I'll teach him these lessons. And he is. He's basically coaching him throughout the fight, making Mori a better fighter, giving him the ability to defeat them. But then he's like, you know what? I can't lose either. I'm fighting for my own reasons as well. And he is like the one character outside of the main three that generally seems like he's a decent person. I don't know if he's part of the Nox or not, so who knows? But at least he seems like a decent human being with the ability to know right from wrong, unlike, evil here, evil there. We don't really know what true evil is, because Mugen basically, is like, he seems like a bad guy. He's got the scars on his face, he's got these crazy abilities, he's got the evil snare. We don't know if he's actually a bad guy or not, but it seems like he might be an actual bad guy, but dude, who knows? He basically, did this tournament to try to get a hold of the key. The Nox want to try to get a hold of the key. But the Nox don't believe that all the Chariot users deserve those abilities. So, there's only one true God to them, and they want to kill everybody that's using that ability. Because they call it something else, or they have a different God that they borrow abilities from. Not exactly sure how it works on their end, but I'm sure we'll get some further information. It probably works basically the same, but with a different, god. Each god, I'm guessing, has different abilities to lend, to borrow to people, and some believe in others over others, and it's just a giant kind of religious crazy fight in reality. So if you're here for religion, well, you're gonna get a lot of it, because basically it's like a religion versus religion, and they're killing each other because of their religions. So that is a little bit of a new twist on an anime, because I don't think I've ever seen that in an anime myself. Let me know if there are some down below that kind of go into that. But that's pretty much all she wrote for this episode. Next episode, we're going to see the continuation of the fight. Mira might get some action. There's probably going to be some more fighting with the Nox. We'll definitely have to see what happens with that. And maybe we'll get a little bit more backstory on why the Cherik users don't like the Nox users and vice versa, and what's going on there with the whole god quote-unquote deathmatch. So that'll be it. Gotta High School Season 1, Episode 10 review. My name is Steve Gray. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a good one.